Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to basically take your TV series, all the episodes in MP4 form. I'm going to fade in and fade out the beginning and the end of all the shows. I'm going to do this with a couple programs and batch files. So the reason for this project is when I go to sleep, I listen to a TV show and the intro and the out are way too loud. So I'm using FFMPEG to do the fading. I'm using media info to get the links of the TV show, and then batch files to just do it in rapid succession. You know, one TV show with a 4-thread took me about 1:30, something like that, or less. So this is a project already done. I've done 2 TV shows, the whole series, 5 seasons, 12 seasons, and it works fine. So this is already processed. As you can see, there's fade in and fade out. There's different types. You can get the look of how the waveform looks online. But let's get into the structure and kind of the concept of what's going on, how easy we can make this or how difficult, depending on your point of view. And we're going to get more complicated or more instructive as it goes on. So I'm just going to start the basic concepts and then get into the nitty gritty, the editing, and so you need, like I said, FFmpeg, and I got the different versions. Windows 7 32-bit is 5.1. The Windows 7 64-bit is 6.1, and then anything above that. So we're going to highlight 50 TV shows, or like say whatever season has 30 some shows in it, or it's up to 50. But basically, you take everything in a season, 30, 50, or however you've got it, you drag it onto the sort and run batch file. Okay, so you've got your 50 episodes you want to process. You drag it onto the sort, and here's the sort. It basically, since Explorer does not alphabetize it or in order sort it, I have to have a batch file to do it. And then it calls this file queue. Now that sends all that sorted files to this so it can work on it. It does some checks to see if it already exists in the destination, and if it does, it skips. But basically, it would get the destination or the source, destination, and the media temp area and utilize that. Now, this is something special. I wrote a program to get the duration. So all these have to be the same name. It's just the extension that's different. But I use a batch file for the template, and then my program puts some variables in there to the command, makes a whole new batch file command, and then it goes from there. So then it would process your fade in and fade out, and then go to the next file. So it would get rid of this command, go back to the file queue, and keep looping, keep making a new command file to fit the length of your TV show. And it would just keep loop and loop until it got done. Okay, so we're going to get into the batch files. This is what they look like. The resources are at gammaphase.altavista.org. So go there to actually download these. The file queue, there's an optional stop, optional sleep, in case you have to stop it for some reason, either go to bed or what have you. There's like areas where the file info exe is supposed to be located at, the subroutine, the complete name, the folder of the media temp location, and the destination, which is on a network storage device. And make sure it has a empty folder to put all this stuff. You don't want to be copying it onto itself and deleting or overwriting your original works. Yeah, this is the main one that keeps track of how much savings, the activity, which number you're on and how many you have left to go to finish the project. It does some calculations in here, does some cleanup, and then just if there's another file to do, then it just loops. And so it takes gets the media info. This is my program, and gets the info, also records or copies this whole template, and then it puts it together with the max threads and the media duration. The calculations are done with this variable, so you would have to go into each series and maybe each season, because if they've changed the intro length. But basically, this is 1 minute. So it just does the calculations. It takes the total media duration minus 60. And then down here, this is where the filter is. The intro, or the start time, is 0, and the duration is how long your intro is. So you'd have to change this 24 number to however many seconds you wanted the intro or the fade in to last. The curve, which is, there's resources online to show you what those look like. I like eSign or eSyn. Then here's the total fade to end. So that will point to, and do the calculation to point it exactly right. So whatever the duration is, it will go right to the end. So I have a different curve there. But that's kind of those things you need to edit. Make sure you're also doing it in the metadata, making sure those are correct too. That this is just entered in the new MP4 or MKV. So all this information will be stored in your MKV. So you can get rid of this if you don't want any extra data in your media files. So that's, well, that does some checks, and like if you stop prematurely, it will delete what you've done and go back to the original. Because if you stop it in the middle of encoding with the Q key, that can mess up some stuff. But I recommend optional stop in the file queue, and that'll just stop it between encoding. So that's kind of a look at all these. You go to gammaphase.aldavista.org, about author batch code examples, and I will put them. I don't have them right here now, but here's the sort and run. You just go to all the files I talked about, click to select below, right-click copy, and put that in one of your favorite editors and save those. And of course, put it in FFMPEG, and you might need to have a environmental variable to point to the FFMPEG that you're using for this. And then there's other resources also. If you put in FFmpeg or X265, there's whole sheets of what each, maybe not filter, but encoding. And I have other videos on encoding the video. So there's that there too. So I hope this has helped. If I missed anything, put it in the comments. If you have something you want me to add, I'll see what I can do. Put that in the comments. I hope this has worked for you, or you're interested in doing something quick and simple, like getting your whole TV box set converted so you can listen to whatever episode you want at night without worrying about heavy spikes at the beginning or end of your TV show. Johnny Carson is bad with that. And a lot of old TV shows have the volume up really loud. So hope this has helped. Hope this works, and have a good one. Keep coming back to my channel.